welcome back. Stasa23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And by the title, you already know what this video is about. One of my most requested videos. I get so many requests to do these, and I'm sure it's the same with all channels. I know I enjoy watching these, so I'm about to go through these quick as possible. Y'all voted and y'all went with the majority were, I think, at 30 minutes. So I'm going to do as many as I can in 30 minutes, and then we'll go to the second part. It's going to probably, these are it's going to go the highest end on down. So let's get started. First up, this one was in its a pouch a second ago. This is the Morpheon Custom Combat Troodon. Love that nice brush finish on that aluminum and the just a pop of blue. That looks so nice in my opinion. And then it's got that polished stone washed clip. And then it's got that yummy Bowie mirror polished stone washed blade. And I just think it looks sexy. It's probably a love it or hate it, but I love it. It's the first one. And we got Sharp by Design Evo Typhoon Bowie with the satin blade, the black coated titanium, and the silver twill. I think this one was just stunning, and these are made for Brian by Riot. Excellent action. If you never handled a Sharp by Design knife and you get a chance, definitely either pick it up or just flip it. Oof. And also we have the Micro Evo Typhoon. This one's just a belt satin with the green micarta inlay. I love this little knife. I carry this one probably more just because it's easier for me to carry, and I don't know, and it doesn't have a hand rub satin on it. We got another Sharp by Design knife, and that is the Void, also with the green micarta inlay. All three of these are made by Riot. This one also has a belt satin. Well, I hope he does a production XL version of this knife, because I love this knife. It's just a little small for me. And that's my Sharp by Design knives. Next up, we have the Custom Knife Factory Evo 2.0. This is the hand rub satin and the all titanium with the black Damascus clip, which is not going to show up in this lighting. Sorry, that's just too hard to show that. And I also have another Evo 2.0 with the crushed carbon fiber, just a belt satin, and titanium Loctite with a regular titanium clip. This one gets carried the most, once again, because this one has a hand rub satin. I can use this one, and it just leaves some smudges. Awesome hollow grinds on these knives, and I mean, if you've ever handled a Custom Knife Factory knife, you know that they're all just ridiculously smooth. Some of the smoothest knives I've ever felt. Next up is the George VCP. I love Les George's designs. I've owned several of his knives. This is the VCP Flipper V3 in 204p. Just a plain Jane one. I've had 3 of the thumb stud versions. I wish I would have went with another thumb stud version, just because I'm not a flipper fan. I added the Benchmade aftermarket clip to it. Excellent knife. Anybody have a thumb stud version that they want, and they want to own the flipper, let me know if you want to trade. And now for my Chris Reeves knives. We first have the small Sabenza 21 with the Insingo blade shape with the micarta, natural micarta inlays. I added the double thumb lugs to it. Much more comfortable lugs here. I love this one. This is probably my most used one. Just a perfect size for my medium-sized hand. I love the small 21. Excellent knife. And then we have the small clip point satin Sabenza 31 with the box elder wood and the gold anodized thumb stud. So you have the satin on the primary, and then your flats have the stone wash to them, and then you have satin on the flats there, and satin on the flats here, blasted lockside, blasted clip, and blasted in that letters. I just think it looks nice and classy. Not sure if I'm going to keep this one. I mean, of course, that's why I decided to do a collection video, a full collection videos, because I'm going to be cleaning house pretty soon, and some of these might not be here anymore. Next up is the Chris Reeves Manundi, also in box elder. I had to get a matching pair. I wish I would have waited. This one might also move as well whenever, if I can get my hands on one of the new ones with S45, because I hear that they're not going to have this lip right here so smoothed off again like they used to, because it's hard. In order for me to one hand open it, I have to just pinch it like that and then open it. It's just a pain in the butt. I would carry this a lot more if it was just an easy thumb deploying. But excellent, excellent gentleman's carry knife. I don't think you can get much better than this when it comes to classiness and just, I don't know, excellent knife. All the Chris Reeves knives are Chris Reeves knives. We got one more, and that is my large Sabenza 21. Just a plain Jane clip point. Stonewash blade. I added the double tie connector thumb studs, and this is the Doppler graphic on here. This right here is my favorite Sabenza. It is by far the smoothest Sabenza I've owned, and I've owned a bunch of Sabenzas, and this one right here, man. I will tell you this: if you've never owned one, you've been thinking about it, they're not all the same. Some of them have more lock bar pressure on them, causing them not to be as smooth as the rest. But, I mean, you can usually work them all into making them pretty darn smooth. And there's some, tweaks you can do to them as well. Next is my Trevor Berger Custom Lex K CFL. I got this one at Blade Show. Beautiful hand rub satin on there. L-Max blade steel. It looks like you have like a vintage micarta inlay there. Blue anodized pivot collar. Blue pocket clip. Front flipper. Excellent front flipping action. I think it's the perfect size. Nice and comfortable. It's got contoured scales. Very, very nice knife. I've always liked the South African knives. They always seem to do a really good job. That is the Lex K. And then we have one more custom, well, for now, and that is my Jason Guthrie Scout. This is one of my prized possessions in the collection. I wanted one of these for so long, and I saved for this thing for so long. When it finally came up, I jumped on it. In my opinion, he has one of the best hand rub satins in the business, or at least from the knives I've handled at least. And this thing, he's another South African maker. This is on Teflon. And when I say it is ridiculously smooth, comfortable, I just love the aesthetics of this design. Hopefully he starts doing these again. This is a Jason Guthrie Scout. Next up are my Strider knives, and first up we have my Strider SNG Lego. This is an older model. This is before the M Strider. This one is in Micro Melt PD1. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's hard to see those little bitty Micro Melt PD1 with with the black oxide blade. Tiger striped lock side, and they call it Legos because it's just like a blocky piece of G10, one monoblock of G10. It has an aftermarket black Damascus pocket clip. I forgot who I got that from. It's a little tight, but good knife. It's wearing my edge. This thing's been sharpened and used a good bit. First, I think, this was the second Strider I ever owned. I don't have my other one anymore. Next up is another SNG, but this is the newer M Strider version. And this one has the black aluminum show side scale and tiger striped with black hardware, black stuff, 20 CV blade. And I love the new blade shape on the new M Striders. It has that nice top swedge up there. I just think it looks a lot nicer. And these are way thinner behind the edge, much better slicers. And mine is wearing a MXG Gear deep carry clip, and I tell you, that saves the knife for me because it's hard for me to get the regular pocket clip in and out of my pocket because it's so tight. If you have the same problem, definitely check the MXG Gear deep carry clip. We got one more S&G that I got at Blade Show, I think last year, and that's another M Strider with a unique graphic on there. You have the Battleship Gray aluminum show side, and then you also have the unique graphic on the entire back side. These are in PSF 27, I think, which is like a spray form D2, I think. I don't know. Not sure if I'll be keeping this one or not. I'm not sure. It's either start using it. It's just so smooth. That's why I like this one as much. Both, I mean, all the new ones are pretty darn smooth though. That's my S&Gs. Unfortunately, I don't have any SMFs, but I do have some PTs. First up, we have the Strider PT Lego. My wife, this is my wife's first purchase knife she ever bought me for our first wedding anniversary, and you can see it's filthy. The GT, this was all brown at one point. It's been sharpened by me several times. Never will this one go anywhere. It had another clip on it. I put this one on it from one of my other ones. It's got the old snake eye pivot. I hate that. S30V black oxide blade. This is a Gen 2. And then the next one is a Gen 3 M Strider. Once again, they changed up that blade shape. Love it. Still have the same S30V steel, which is perfectly fine for such a small knife. The PT is a really small knife. This one, you have the G10 show scale. This one's a titanium. Stone washed all the way around on this one. And then I added the MXG Gear deep carry clip on this one as well. Just love the ergos of these. And these are very, very good slicers, especially these new ones like this. Very, very smooth action on this one. My next one is also a Gen 3, but this one has the orange peel heat colored titanium on this side and on the other side. You can see that orange peel using a Scotch-Brite wheel. And this one has a little bit stouter of a detent, so it comes out with authority. This was the first one I got between these two, and this one is my user. And it's been sharpened, I think, 3 times as well. Takes a screaming sharp edge. I think he uses Peter's heat treat. Awesome little knives. That's my Strider S&Gs and PTs. Next up are my 2 attention to detail custom Mark 1 mediums. I got these at Blade Show as well. I am actually in the process of finishing up the review of this one. I love these little knives. I liked this one so much that I bought a second. This one's just a standard grind one with the, I think it's called the barbell finish on there. It's a little aggressive in certain areas. He knocks off the peaks to them. This is an aftermarket clip I put on there. You can buy one kind of like that from the site though. Nice and smooth action. This one I ended up trying to polish the edge out on this. It's in CPM 3V just to see how I liked it. But it's more geared. These are more hard use knives than anything. And then I picked up this one with the Nightmare Grind, also in CPM 3V with that like gunner grip style handle right there. And if it doesn't show, he's good friends with Mick Strider, and definitely takes some influence from him. So there you go. That is the Mark 1 mediums from Attention to Detail. Mr. Doug, was it Doug Esposito, I think it is. I'm sorry if I messed that up, but there you go. All right, next up we got two from Brian Brown Knives, and first is the Jager M with the OD green micarta inlay. This one is a flipper. God, I love this knife. He was selling some Damascus pocket clips, and I went ahead and got one. I thought it was nice. Super thin hollow grind on this knife right here. This thing's a slicing machine. Excellent action. Makes great sounds. And then I just recently picked up his newer release, and this is his Raptor V1. Both of them M390 blade steel, made for him by Riot. He has customs of these as well, but these are his production versions of them. So this is a Jager M, and this is the Raptor V1. Next up, we have two from Koenig Knives. First up is the Koenig Mini Goblin. Oh, I love this knife. It's got this, it's done by Fanatic Edge with satin DLC, and in certain lights, that line goes out in the middle like that. It's just nice looking. I doubt it's going to come across on the in the video. It's got bronze titanium with bronze heat colored hardware and bronze backspacer. These things, this right here has some of the snappiest action I've ever had on the flipper, where it's not like overly strong. D10 is perfect on this one. I wish the handle was a little bit bigger on these, and I also wish these were ground a little bit thinner, because they don't have, you know, too high to go up on that hollow grind, so it's a little thicker than I like behind the edge, but super smooth. And then the next was a Blade Show pickup 2021. This is Arius non-flipper with with carbon fiber with blue anodized hardware and backspacer. Just love the Arius. Now this hollow grind, with being so high like that, this thing's a slicing machine. The only thing I don't like about this knife is I wish they would have dialed the detent back. It has a clicky detent, more suited for like the flipping action like this one. If this was a flipper, it'd be absolutely perfect. But as a, you know, thumb opener only, I don't know. It's a great action. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad or anything, but that's just something I would have rathered, is that detent dialed back a little bit. Next up is my Richard Rodgers OEM Slim. Man, I didn't get this. I got this on the secondary market, because when I saw everybody, you know, showing these, I thought this was the sexiest little bitty knife. I didn't know exactly how little it was, but it's an excellent gentleman's carry style knife. I wish you'd make more of these. I just love it. I even liked the CRKT version, but that one just left a lot to be desired there. Super smooth action. I love how they did the faded ano on there. You get like it's purple in some lights, blue in certain lights, and my light's probably making it go crazy. There you go. M390. These were made by Bestek for Richard Rodgers. This next knife is my favorite knife in the collection. That is my Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. Boy, if you can get a chance to try one of these or own one, I highly recommend it, especially his newer ones. This was a very early one. Mine is number 18. And now he doesn't even offer them without the swedges. That's one thing I wish I had. I wish I had a swedge on mine, and I wish that I had the Zfinite or LC200N blade steel. Mine is an AEBL, which is excellent, don't get me wrong, and it's super thin, nice and slicey. Mine's so lightweight with this fat carbon, and it's milled out on the titanium side. I will own me a second one. I will. One to be just a full-on user, because this is an excellent user knife. And if you can get it straight from him instead of getting it on the secondary market, paying ridiculously overpriced, then I think it's, an excellent user. I understand not wanting to use it if you had to pay secondary. I got mine from him, straight from him. I spec'd it out with the fat carbon camo and the black Damascus pocket clip and then purple tie hardware. Love this knife. Next up, we have a Shiragorov Neon Light. Just a very plain monochromatic knife. Love the size. Very comfortable. It's wearing my edge on it. This is a user for me. I picked it up secondhand. S90V steel. This thing right here, this has the best detent on any flipper I have because it comes out with authority. Very smooth action. And even though it only has that little bitty detent nub, the detent's dialed so perfectly, it's very easy to break, and it comes out like it's got like a super stiff detent or something. So, love the way they do that. I've been wanting to get one of the newer inlaid versions just to kind of spice it up. So this year I may end up selling this one and picking up one of the newer ones. That's the Shiragorov Neon Light. And then also coming from Russia, just like the Shiragorov brothers, or Shiragorov, this is Cherbakarov Swift, small Swift, M390 blade, red, I don't know if that's coming through, red CF scales. I don't know what's going on with my lights, man. Bronze, titanium. Wish it had a double thumb lug, but I'm okay with that. I can add that myself. M390. It's just the pocket clip is god awful. It does not budge whatsoever. So I have to have my shorts on to wear this one though. Excellent knife. Other than that, action, I don't know. They just know how to do it. Both of these Russian companies right here. The next knives that I'll be showing you are all American knives. First up, we have the NCC Knives and Rob Carter BBM. This is my second favorite knife in the collection. I lusted over this knife from the first time I seen these a long time ago, and then they came out and did another run, and I got lucky at Blade Show and got picked on the lottery. Just love how Nick Chuprin does his little pops of color with those vibrant colors like that. You have a zirconium geared inlay like that. Looks so nice. Both sides. And then zirconium pocket clip. The only thing I don't like about the knife is the zirconium pocket clip. It's not that springy. I know zirconium isn't. And it doesn't function that great. So I might reach out to him and see if he sells any aftermarket just straight tie. Just zirconium looks great on it, but I don't know. Love his finishing work too, that brush look, and I love that milling. Whew. Sexy, and I like that milling as well too, and the finish he did there. Just a beautiful knife. And next up, another American-made knife, Birch Tree Blade Works. A V4 Midtech. If you ever see a Birch Tree Blades, whatever version they're on, Midtech pop up and you like it, just jump on it, because once they're gone, they're gone. He doesn't make that one again, or at least that's what I'm told. This one's a beefcake. I like this one. This one's a little bit unique because it has the koi clip on it. And other than that, and the milling with the blue and the bronze ano. Just a chunky, beefy knife. 154 cm on this. Comfortable, smooth action, and American made. America. Alright, now we have my Hinder collection. First up, we have my XM18 3.5 inch Bowie blade with that working finish on there. And aftermarket natural micarta, canvas micarta scale. I think it looks sexy. And on this side, you have a bronze stone washed working finish, bronzed lock side with the filler tab and clip as well. Love this one. I think that is the most sexy Bowie blade on a folder. All right, next up we have the DLT exclusive choilless slicer grind skinny XM18 3.5 inch. Sorry. You have the blue and black layered G10 show scale stonewash blade. This one is an M390. That one is in 20 CV. Pretty much the same stuff. You have the working finish on the lock side. That's anodized blue, and you have the blue 2021 filler tab from Blade Show. This one is probably my most used out of my 3.5 inch hinders. I don't know if it's because it's the skinny or not, but I just seem to gravitate toward it more, and that's the one I did in the review. And then I also have one more 3.5 inch XM18, and that is the Spanto skinny with the working finish on there. And the working finish blue lock side and filler tab and clip. This one's in 20 CV. This is one that I'm debating on selling as well. Like I said, if y'all are y'all might want to keep an eye on my Instagram or here. I will be doing some sales here soon. Next up we have Hinder Eclipse. This is a Swedge Spear, stonewash finish, black G10. These are all in the tri-way pivot as well. I got the copper filler tab from Blade Show this year, M390. This is probably my favorite hinder at the moment. Or let me say, favorite of this size range. This is my favorite one. It gets carried about the same as this one. Love this. Just love it. I think it's an attractive knife, and I love the ergos on the Eclipse. Next up, we have the Hinder Fire Tack. This is an older one. It's not on the tri-way. Spear point, working finish. I used and abused this one. It's got some battle scars on it. 20 CV blade steel. Working finish on the back side, lock side as well. Aftermarket burlap micarta scales. Nice and smooth action. Comfortable. This is an excellent user hinder, I'll tell you that. You get a nice full-size blade on here. Very smooth action. I'm not a huge fan of the thumb disc, but it's not bad on this one because the detent's not strong or anything. And we'll pick these up. I got my 3 inches next. All right, next up we have the XM18 3-inch non-flipper spear point blade with the working finish. With some aftermarket OD green linen micarta scales. I forgot who I got those from. I think I just picked them up off of an eBay seller. This one is a heavy user for me as well. You can see the wear marks up here in the front. Working finish, a lock side. This is such a smooth knife. Now, this one is so smooth because it doesn't have a whole lot of lock bar pressure. The detent's not strong, which I like that because some of them can be very, very strong, and I don't see the point in that whenever it's a thumb stud deployer. But that was my first 3-inch I got, and then I got this at Blade Show, this last Blade Show, and this is XM18 3-inch skinny sheep's foot blade with a stonewash finish and this poo-poo brown G10, and then I put the blue filler tab, titanium filler tab on this side, 20 CV blade steel. Out of the three, out of these two, I didn't think they'd be the case because how smooth this one is up here, but this one, I absolutely love it. I'm getting some aftermarket scales made right now from my buddy Carbodize. And this thing's gonna be in the pocket a lot, I can tell you that now. I love the blade shape as well. And then I have one more hinder, and that is my Hinder half track spear point blade with the oh so sexy Krine regrind. He does some of the best regrinds in the game. And this thing, okay, I owned one more before this. This is the all titanium gold on this one. And my first one, I didn't keep it because it was so thick behind the edge. It just didn't bring me joy cutting with it because you had such a small blade here and such a thick, stout, you know, it came down to like 28 thousandths, I think, something around there, or 25. It wasn't enjoyable for me. So I ended up selling that one. When this one popped up, I had to give it another shot. And man, this one comes down all the way down to 12 thousandths. And now it is a proper slicer. And look how sexy that grind is. He just does such good work. Love the Krine regrind stuff. Just wish I could get some more. That's my small hinders. All right, we got 2 more knives, and then we'll do the second part later. Next up, we have the Spartan Blades Harsey folder. This is the St. Michael edition. The St. Michael engraving on here. S45 VN. I love their stonewash. They do such a nice, like, polished stonewash finish on there. Love it. Blue anodized thumb studs. Love that brushed satin over the titanium. And then all you're left was the blue anodizing in the St. Michael right there. And then the blue anodizing on the outside. And they get it right with the lock bar cut out in the inside, keeping that lock side looking snazzy. Defend us in battle. I like this knife a lot, but this is another one that's super thick behind the edge. But it's not bad. I tested and abused this one. If you hadn't seen the review of this one, definitely go check it out. I put this thing through its paces, and this S45VN has an excellent heat treat on it. It took everything I put at it and then some. But this one had to get sent back to warranty because it was very, very gritty and the action got worse and worse and worse. And to send it back, there was something wrong with it because when I got it back, I mean, this thing is butter smooth. I couldn't even think about flipping it out when I first got it. Now, yeah, I wonder if I cannot. Yep, I can even spotty flick it. Stupid smooth. Love the action on this knife. Love the look of it too. I need to get the smaller one next. And last up for today, for part 1, we have the Morpheon Custom Sigil, the collaboration with custom knife maker Derek Monroe. I always liked this knife. I had the production one, sold it. And my local shop had some new old stock, and it's got the apocalyptic finish on it. I love they do the coolest apocalyptic look. I mean, just look at that. This one has excellent action, and it still has the factory edge on there from whoever. I don't know who does the actual sharpening. This thing is ridiculously sharp. Sat in a case for years. I picked it up later. In 2021. So there you go. That's the first half. Y'all let me know. I probably won't do the second half tomorrow because it seems like when I do that, less and less people watch them the next day. So I might give y'all a break in between. How many days y'all want until I put up part 2? But we're going to try to get through all these so I can start doing my knife sales. All right, guys and girls, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day. I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.